All right, we're following breaking news right now. We brought it to you at the top of the hour. Just getting reports, NBC News confirming that attorneys for President Biden are in negotiations over terms of a deal that would force the president to sit down for an interview with investigators, specifically Robert Hur. This is the man overseeing the handling of the classified documents case against President Biden.
The report says the negotiations have been going on for about a month. Again, a deal would make it so President Biden would actually speak with investigators looking into his handling of classified documents. Jesse Binnall is an attorney for former President Trump, although does not represent him in the classified documents case Trump is facing. But Jesse, what does this development tell you about where the case stands for President Biden?
Well, it doesn't tell us a lot. I mean, a lot of times these interviews take place near the end of an investigation, but that's not necessarily a certainty. I'll tell you one thing that, raises a lot of questions, and that is how much of this investigation is overlapping with the Hunter Biden allegations regarding his foreign dealings, because that is a major concern here. Misstorage of classified documents, not by a president, because remember, these documents come from the time when Joe Biden was in the United States Senate and the vice president, which is a very, very different legal position than you have when you're a president subject to the Presidential Records Act. But having those classified documents inappropriately is bad enough as it is for someone in that position. It becomes a lot worse if you have somebody who may very well be a foreign agent, legally an unregistered foreign agent, as Hunter Biden may very well be, having access to those and having those documents stored, as President Biden said, just next to his Corvette. So there are some very, very real concerns here, and I definitely have some concerns whether the special counsel has fully investigated all aspects of this case.
All right, and again, Jesse, this has been going on. These classified documents have been discovered in several locations for President Biden. It started in January. So here we are, almost middle of August, and you're finding out that negotiations have been going on to even interview the president about this for over a month. So, one, your reaction to just how lack of information coming forward. You can literally outline exactly how the case went with President Trump when they raided his home. You know who's handling the case, et cetera. But with this, it's been very tight-lipped. Why is this different? And also keeping in mind, one of the key points I think that we're missing is that these were when he was, for Biden, when he was vice president, when he was senator, not necessarily when he was president, which was the case with President Trump.
That's, I think all that is a very, very good points. And what I will say is that personnel is policy. Attorney General Garland purposely picked Jack Smith to go after Donald Trump because he knew that Jack Smith lacked any sort of discretion or any kind of limitations by the law or the United States Constitution. Jack Smith was going to do everything that he possibly could to get his guy and to affect the next presidential election. And you see it in the amount of money that Jack Smith's team has spent, millions and millions and millions of dollars, whereas Special Counsel Hur's team has spent a tiny, tiny fraction of that. You don't see any of the leaks out of that you see out of Jack Smith's team. And so you see the very, very different ways that these teams have been investigating. And that is exactly what Merrick Garland wanted when he appointed these two special counsels.
All right, Jesse Binnall joining us this morning with reaction to the breaking news. Again, potentially an interview could be set with the investigators in President Biden's classified case, although no agreement has been reached at this point. Jesse, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.